JKD Senior, Chris Kent, wrote an article titled JKD, an Art Caught in an Identity Crisis. A few weeks ago, I had an idea from a broadcast title and topic based on a 1981 movie. And almost a week ago, 6 people fought championship matches in the UFC. How are these things related? Hang with me for a few minutes and I'll break it down for you and reveal everything. Hello everyone, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Rebel, and welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune broadcast number 178. This is the one about JKD Keepers of the Flame versus JKD Firestarters. So as you're logging in, if you guys would be kind enough to say where you're logging in from, hit the like button and feel free to continue doing so throughout the broadcast. If you are catching the simulcast over on the YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you enjoy my work and you'd like to support the program, please visit jkdrebel.com, click on the Rebel Gear link, and that's where you'll find stuff like this, the 4 tenets of Jeet Kune t-shirt, available short sleeve, long sleeve, V-neck, girl size, boy size, coffee mug, all that kind of good stuff. But of course, the best thing you can do is to share this video and spread the word about the I Love Jeet Kune broadcast. Okay, so first item, Chris Kent's article. He referred to a number of misperceptions about JKD, which exist, including but not limited to one that JKD is mere eclecticism. It is about taking the best from all different martial arts. Another one is that JKD died when Bruce Lee died, or JKD's evolutionary path and growth ended when Bruce Lee passed away. Another one is that JKD is simply a modified form of Wing Chun Kung Fu, or that JKD is simply MMA. Second item, in a conversation with my favorite Canadian JKD Senior, we were discussing how different groups preserve Bruce Lee's teachings. And I had the idea that the characters in this movie, Quest for Fire, would be a great analogy or even a great metaphor for these preservation approaches. In UFC, I think it was 261, Rose Namajunas knocked out Zhang Weili with a lead leg kick. Kamaru Usman pulled down Jorge Masvidal's lead hand and hit him with a rear punch. And Chris Weidman broke his leg kicking Uriah Hall. So I wrote a Facebook post speculating that all 3 fights had elements spuriously related to Jeet Kune. And you would have thought that the dam broke or that the the floodgates opened up on this. Namajunas' footwork was variously described as JKD pendulum footwork or as Muay Thai step-up footwork. Her kick was either a JKD lead hook kick or a Taekwondo roundhouse kick. Usman used a Jiao Sao to Jut Sao from Wing Chun or Jiao Sao to Jut Sao from Jun Fan or JKD before throwing his straight rear. I think I can, yeah, I did put it up here. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Yeah, this should be, yeah. That's the knockout kick, and then this is the knockout punch. Okay, there we go. Right. So there were all kinds of descriptions of what you just saw there, right? The one about Weidman and the kick, that one's not as relevant, even though there is again a spurious JKD connection to it. In any case, in the Facebook post, I chose my words very specifically, very carefully. I describe these events as JKD related, JKD tinged, which is an expression I love to use, or even fringe JKD. I never declared them to be specifically Jeet Kune or to have anything to do specifically with JKD. So some people relish the idea that JKD was now prominently featured in the UFC/MMA world, while others rightly and correctly pointed out that techniques have commonalities and that these techniques worked simply because they were performed at the right time with the solid mechanics needed. I like what JKD colleagues of mine like Bill Matucci and Rodney Hitchcock pointed out. Bill said that to label a technique as a JKD technique is actually to go against JKD philosophy. And Rodney pointed out that it wasn't so long ago that some JKD people were saying that JKD is only for the street and you can't use it in sport like MMA. Makes you want to go, because now it seems like many people are willing to embrace JKD in MMA simply because of some really tenuous connections, but connections to people who are getting recognition. A good technique is a good technique. That is what matters. So that brings me to Quest for Fire. And in case you're not familiar with this, like I said, it's a 1981 movie. So I watched it when I was like, I don't know, 3 years old or something. Let me briefly describe it for you. There's a tribe that lives in a cave, and they stay warm because they have a big, beautiful fire, which they can light every night, because they have a cauldron in which they keep embers. But they are limited to living in one area. They're not mobile at all. They live in this cave. They are attacked by another tribe, and they're forced out of their habitat into the cold swamplands, where eventually their embers die out. So in order to return to the comfort of their original habitat, they send out these guys, very cute guys. They send these guys out on the quest for fire, right? To regain embers that they can start lighting fires with. Along the way, these warriors, they have adventures with like saber-toothed tigers, with mastodons, even with a tribe of cannibals, right? And ultimately, they come upon a swamp-dwelling tribe. But this tribe uses the swampland, uses the marshland as a defense because it is quicksand marshes. This tribe also lives in huts, not in a cave. They wear foot coverings. They do not walk around barefooted. They fashion poultices for use as medicinal bombs for injuries. They brew beer. That's very important. They use projectile weapons, and they know how to start a fire at any time with kindling or tinder. So my thought was, the first tribe, limited in its application, they are the keepers of the flame. The other tribes are literally and figuratively fire starters. Applied to Jeet Kune, I'm nursing a sore throat here, guys, sorry. Applied to Jeet Kune, the keepers of the flame are those who rush to defend Bruce Lee as the greatest of all time, to defend Jeet Kune as the greatest martial art ever invented. JKD fire starters are the ones who follow and apply Bruce Lee's principles, knowing full well that these principles are not exclusive to JKD. It's just that for a lot of us, it was JKD that brought these things to our awareness. JKD Firestarters are the people who write articles and they make Facebook posts, they make videos that ask probing questions that provide value to the Jeet Kune conversation, and they keep that conversation moving forward they keep that conversation in a constant forward direction. All right, so let's finish this up where we started with JKD's identity crisis. If Jeet Kune, Taekwondo, Muay Thai, and Wing Chun can all claim Namajunas' and Usman's techniques, if all those arts can lay claim to their techniques, does that not show that movement is universal? And it doesn't matter what art you pull it from, as long as you train it efficiently and perform it effectively. So if one JKD instructor teaches you how to use your tools effectively, but doesn't label the techniques, while another Jeet Kune instructor shows you how to use the same tools, but points out from time to time that they can be found in these different arts, are they not both making the same point or even taking you to the same point? Are they not both feeding their students fish, because they do give them technique, but at the same time teaching their students how to fish, because they do make them think about what it is that they're learning? So either approach, aren't their students being fed and no one's going hungry? Let me leave you with this. I can't remember where I got it from. It's probably from John Little's Tao of Kung Fu book, but it says, it's a Bruce Lee quote. It says, the founder of any branch of Chinese Kung Fu must be more ingenious than the common man. If his achievement is not carried on by disciples of the same ingenuity, then things will only become more formalized and get stuck in a cul-de-sac, whereby breakthrough and progress will be almost impossible. So, what say you? Do you think that it's possible to identify techniques as JKD specific, or do you think that JKD exists outside of that type of labeling? Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and that's all I gotta say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods and on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods. On Friday, April 30th, Jeet Kune Dialogues episode coming up with Harun Raja of North Carolina's Raja Academy of Martial Arts. That's this Friday, April 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Today's a pastel day, so that's my favorite collage right there. So I'll see some of you Friday at 6. If not, hopefully I'll see you back here next Wednesday for another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune broadcast. Until then, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Rebel, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. Talk soon. Stay safe.